What if I told you there's a way to deploy your Nextjet app that's 80% cheaper than Vercel or Netlify? Takes just minutes to set up and scales automatically? You'd be pretty excited, right? Today, I'm showing you the fastest way to deploy your Nextjet SaaS boilerplate using sherpa.sh. This combo will give you all the premium SaaS features that you need while handling all the deployment with a simple git push, saving you some serious time and serious money. Go to the sherpa.sh website, click sign up for free, and go ahead and create a free account. Once you've created your account, you're ready to import your Nextjet project into the sherpa.sh platform. First step, go ahead and click that bouncing GitHub button. This will take you over to GitHub where it will ask to install the sherpa.sh app. Pick either the organization or the account that you want to install it on, where your repo lives. Next, you're going to get to choose, do you want to give the Sherpa app access to all your repos or only to specific ones? We're just going to go with all repos for this demo. Now you'll see your repos show up in the sherpa.sh panel. So in this case, we're going to import our Nextjet project by clicking the import button. All right, and now this is where we configure our application for deployment. We're going to start by doing the marketing site. The first setting is your domain. So this is where application will show up on the internet. Sherpa gives you a domain and SSL certificates for free and by default. You can always change this later to your own custom domain. We're going to leave that as Nextjet, and we're going to copy this just to use later. We'll go to our build settings, and here we'll pick Next.js, since this is a Next.js project. Use PNPM, since that's what Nextjet uses. And then inside of your root directory, put apps/marketing, since we're deploying the marketing app. For environment variables, you're going to want to set the next public app env, set that to production. And then you're also going to want to do next public app URL, and you're going to want to set that to the value that you copied above. Make sure to include HTTPS in front of it. CDN regions, you can leave them all on for maximum performance, and then pick an app region. The app region doesn't really matter since your marketing site is mostly static anyways, but typically you want to pick the region that's closest to your database to minimize round-trip latency. In this case, I'm going to just pick US West. And now we're good to deploy our project. We just click Save and Deploy. Our deployment is queued and now has started. We can keep watching this. I'm going to just skip the video ahead. It's just going to show the installs and the builds. This is just going to show the installation and the builds, and I'll skip ahead so you don't have to sit here and watch it during the video. All right, the build is completed, and now we're going to go ahead and click the View Live button. And now you can see your marketing site is live, and it's at the domain that you specified in the configuration. All right, now we're going to do the dashboard. So let's pop back to your Sherpa app. You're going to want to go click Applications, then click Import New. All right, now you want to import Nextjet again. So here, let's just do Nextjet New Dashboard. That's our URL. We're going to copy that to use later again, just like we did for the marketing page. Select the Next.js framework. use pnpm for the install and build commands like we did before. This time for the root directory, use apps/dashboard. Now we're going to set our environment variables again. You know what? I'll show you how to paste the .env file works. So if you have a local env file, you can paste it here and it will automatically insert all your environment variables. But I'm just going to type here for us. Next public app env, and we'll do production. Next public app URL, and of course that's the one we copied from earlier. For the dashboard site, you also need the database URL, which comes from your Neon console. I'll post that in there. And then you also need the Nextauth URL to be set to the domain you used before. And then you need a Nextauth secret, which you can set to a random hash. There are more environment variables you can set here that are inside of the Nextjet documentation for resend, strike, lemon squeezy, etc. But this is the bare minimum you need to run the application. Feel free to add more variables here based on what you use and need inside the app. All right, you can see all those got added. We're going to leave all the CDN regions on. And then this time for your app region, make sure you pick the same region or the closest region to where your Neon database is. That way you get minimum round trip latency between your app and the database whenever it needs to make a query or insert some data. I'm going to just pick US West, click Save and Deploy. And now the build process has started again. It's going to install dependencies. It's going to build the project, and then it's going to deploy it live to production. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording and skip ahead to the end so you can see the live app. All right, the build's complete. Now we're just going to click View Live, and we'll see your dashboard live on the internet. And there it is, live at Nextjet-new-dashboard, .sherpa.software. And that's it. Now just push to GitHub and your Nextjet project, both the marketing site and the dashboard will automatically build and deploy every time you make a change. You'll also get staging environments. Every time you open a pull request on a new branch, those will also be deployed automatically. If you found this tutorial helpful, please click the like button, subscribe for more content that'll help you build and scale your SaaS apps faster and more affordable. You can drop a comment below if you have any questions about Nextjet or the sherpa.sh deployment platform, and I'll personally answer them and help you get your app live and in production. Thank you for watching and for trying sherpa.sh.